Yeti.
Hello, mouses.
How are you? Hope you're fine. This is the Shy Yeti show.
Okay, where you go?
Why have I got horns? Oh no.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh, there's gonna be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep?
Oh, your show's getting so international, Paul.
Boy, he's not all that shy, is right.
You're such a wimp.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, team.
I still know how he's done it. 781.
781. Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Yeti Uncle John. I'm not going to be here for the whole episode, just that Paul's had a cold and he's being a very tiresome patient. So I'm going to explain that to my guest and tell him to just chill. And anyway, so I'm going to run the theme music, and when we come back, I'll tell you who the guest is, and Paul will arise from his bed like some sort of diva. All right, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
My favorite person is here.
Keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The highlight, the Shy Life.
Go Shy Yeti.
I'll tell you anyway, but
Delicious. Hello, Caspers. How are you?
Oh my, he hasn't found out my secret. Yes, he has.
I love the Yeti test. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat my body weight in crisps.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
it's all gooey and meaty and yum, 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 yum.
It was enormous.
I don't think I'm ready to speak about it. It's been a while. That's right. Here comes the grizzly.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I can't wait for it to begin.
Alright, it's alright, I'm just being an alien.
I like that.
Hi there.
Marvelous. Marvelous, Paul.
Oh, sitting back, no, nothing.
So, listeners, our guest this time is our friend Geeky Panda. Hello, Geeky Panda.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be back. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're all right, but I needed to explain to you before we continue that there's been a cold going around this house, and we don't know who brought it into the house. Anyway, most of us are over it, but Paul was the last one to get it, so he's being the biggest diva about it. So, just ignore him and just it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But
it's seasonal.
Yeah, well, it's I don't know what he. Anyway, right. He's coming, so I'll depart. I have things to do, and it's good to see you, Mr. Geeky Panda. And
good to see you, Uncle. Feel free to drop in any time. I like your voice; it's sexy.
Thank you. All right, Paul. The show has started.
my God, Paul, are you okay?
Oh, I think so.
Oh my God.
Is there somewhere I can sit down? Is there a seat?
Oh my God, yes, please sit here. Oh my
dear.
God, are you okay?
I'm all right. I don't want to go on about it. I've been a little bit unwell this week. Everybody in the house had a cold. Obviously, I had it worse, but I don't think you'll get it now because I'm past the worst. But
yeah, you've been working too much.
I know. I think us creative people, we always do kind of.
Yeah.
Everything's so much more. It's so much more intense. So when you get a cold, it's so much more intense.
You're working so hard for your audiences, but you need rest too.
I know. Anyway, hello, listeners. As you see, we've got Geeky Panda here again. Sorry. It's so good to have you back.
I'm so happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
it's delightful.
I thought we'd just, we talk about a few things, and we've got some more. I found something called 21 Questions, which I think we ought to try as well, which is interesting. I don't. I think it's something we could do. But anyway, yeah, I have been burning the candle at both ends, as they say. I've been staying up late and working on editing, and I've been watching a show called The Traitors. Don't know if you know about that. Have you heard of that
Traitors? Show? No, but it sounds fun. Is it like the UK equivalent of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
No, it's like a.
This is the guy. I know this guy. Yeah.
It's the thing is, there's quite a few different versions. There's the UK version, which is presented by a lady called Claudia Winkleman, and
which is the canon one.
That's the canon one. There's a US one, an Australian one, and
there are parodies.
Yeah, well, they're the ones they do even screen them, those ones over here. Any of the English language ones they screen it over in the UK.
Is it on Peacock?
That's where it is on the actual channels. It's on the BBC over here, and I'm watching the second New Zealand season. The Australian and New Zealand seasons I like. The American seasons are annoying because
Americans are very loud.
Well,
sorry to Harry and each American citizen. All of you are very unique.
Well, the thing is, all the other versions just have people off the street almost. People who obviously they've applied to be on the show, but they're not famous in any way. They may become famous as a result of being on it, but they're just normal people. The American one has about 50 to 70% people who have been on like things like Love Island or so. The thing is, they're all very similar types of people. The men are all very alpha. The women are all they're about 35, but they look about 50, trying to look 25. Because I always find
the name Traitors.
Yeah. Well, I always find that the beauty treatments make people in their 30s and 40s look older than they are because they didn't actually need it at 30 or 40. And so the fact is, anyway, they're all, it's almost like 16 different male clones and 16 different female clones, almost exactly the same personalities. Anyway, the series that I enjoy most, I have watched a couple of the American seasons and I just didn't really get.
For those of you who don't know, is this like, if we were to summarize the premise in like one sentence, is this a dating show?
No, it's so they say there are 22 to 24 people. They all come to a house in the middle of nowhere, and on the first night, the person who introduces the show has to taps 3 different people on the shoulder, and they become the traitor. And the mission of the show is to.
Yeah, it's the werewolf. It's the werewolf in the villagers.
Yeah, I think someone has said that to me. It is that guy you're trying to find out who the traitors are. And every night the traitor kills somebody or recruits somebody, depending on whether they're needed.
Okay, it's vampires and villagers.
Yeah. And
I love those kind of social deduction games. They're actually party games, but I'm all in. I'm very interested. I should watch it.
Yeah, I like it because we know what's going on, and you know, and I think it was the second Australian season had such a great ending. Not sometimes the traitors win, sometimes the faithful win. Anyway, so I've been watching. I've watched virtually all of the New Zealand season in the last 2 days, but it's the sort of TV you can have on in the background, and you can when they're doing.
You don't have to pay much attention to it,
or you can at certain times, because during the day they do different things, like having to carry heavy weights up a hill to get gold coins or whatever.
So there's like a multiple day kind of
there
setup.
It's over a period of about 3 or 4 weeks or something, and
wow.
And maybe only 2 weeks, but it's difficult to tell the way they film it. But during the day they do chores or they do things that will give them the chance to win coins, because the one at the end, the person who gets to the end, or the people who get to the end, whether they be the traitor or the faithful, get that money. So yeah, they're doing something all the way through the show to kind of make the fortune.
That's very hardcore, because they have to hide their identity at all times.
Yeah.
So they always have to be on edge if you were like a traitor or someone.
And sometimes the ones who want to be the traitors, the contestants don't get a say. So there are some who come in hoping they'll be a traitor, and then perhaps they never get that chance.
The deceptive ones. Are there any other roles other than faithful and the traitors, like
not really
seers or someone?
No, there's usually some other twist, or maybe occasionally there's been one where two of the contestants have been related, or maybe are dating, and then they have to decide whether they announce that at the start, whether they don't announce it. If they don't announce it but it's found out, then that could make people think, well, if they lied about that, maybe they're lying about other things.
So can someone have more than one role? Like, can you be a traitor but also in a relationship?
Oh yeah. Or you could be, but then you presumably wouldn't tell if the other half of your couple were faithful. You wouldn't tell them, otherwise you'd.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a sympathizer role.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, because the season I'm watching at the moment, there hasn't been anything like that. So, although people like I could join the show. I could join the show and say, say I was a world famous detective. I could join the show and say, oh, I just work at a supermarket or something, because I wouldn't want people to think, oh, he's a world class detective. He's going to, if you, or something like this season.
You want to keep your cards hidden.
Yeah, like this season, there have been 1 or 2 people who've either been in the army or they've been policemen or policewomen. So they haven't necessarily announced that, but the viewers know. But they haven't.
I think teachers can also predict who is who quite easily, since they work with people a lot.
There are at least 1, if not 2, teachers in this season I've been watching as well.
Like, I've been a teacher for 9 years almost, and I can tell like who is who a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you need to go on traitors. Although I don't know if you'd like all the running up hills. I wouldn't like the running up hills with.
Well, for the longest time, there is the game version of this. It's the party game version, Verbals and Villagers. And I played it at my school with my students. I'm saying that I'm good at like deducing who is who. But when I played the game with my friends and stuff, like there were some students as well, I was terrible at it. That doesn't always pan out. But I really wanted to do that for a YouTube video where, all of us come together on a Zoom call and there's an admin.
Yeah.
And there are like, imagine there are 6 players and 2 of them are werewolves.
Yeah.
And each night they kill someone.
Yeah.
And the villagers have to find who the werewolves are before there are equal numbers of villagers and werewolves.
Yeah.
It would have been so cool.
Yeah. Was that the thing we had been talking about doing that, and then people's schedules could get in the way.
Yeah, we couldn't work around our busy schedules. It was the game that I had in mind was What's My Line? and it was sort of a modified UK show where you had to guess what occupation people had, and you could only ask them yes/no questions, and there was a limit as to how many questions you could ask them.
Yeah,
before you had to make your guess.
We've done something on the show here called Call My Bluff, which is where you have a word and three different people say like it's a really complicated word that you're not supposed to be familiar with, and each person says what the definition is, and then the people on the other team have to guess which of those words is true.
Okay.
So we've done that. We've done a silly version of that, a ridiculous version of that, and a more sensible version.
Count me in the next time. I would love to play group games like that.
Yeah.
I really like them. Unfortunately, there aren't many people where you can like get together. I mean, you saw an example of it when we tried to schedule something together. It's very difficult to work around different schedules, but once you get to do it, it's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll manage it at some point.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm just going to have a sip of water.
But I feel like the conversation is helping. It sounds like you're much better.
I think it must be the joy of seeing you. It's really.
You're flattering me. Thank you.
It's cheered me up. Because I've just been, meditating and trying to soul searching, and fingering my id or something.
Astral projecting.
Yes. In fact, I even levitated above my body, and I went to the shops, and I was like, I'm supposed to be relaxing. Why am I floating above my body and doing?
It just comes and goes. You never know when you're going to be the chosen one.
I know. One of the things we did this time, listeners, is that we sent each other songs.
Yes.
And what should we do? Do you want to do all of yours first, or backwards and forwards?
We can go one by one, but I would like to talk about what you sent me first, because I feel like most of the songs had some sort of a similar theme, and I really enjoyed them. To be honest,
shall I announce the names of them?
Yeah,
they're all pretty new songs. They actually came out. I discovered them the day that I sent them to. One is by Alison Goldfrapp. It's called Sound and Light, and the other two are by a band called, I think it's probably pronounced Hauk and Freddie, Shy Girl and
Scantily Clad.
Scantily Clad is from last year. I didn't know. The funny thing is, I think I must have stumbled upon the Alison Goldfrapp song because Alison Goldfrapp was the lead singer of a band called Goldfrapp which date back to the noughties, and they've had quite a few hits in the UK, but this is a solo album, and this is perhaps the second or third track that I've heard from this new album, which I don't think is available yet. But the other two, was a little bit okay about. There was another single that actually did really well in my end of 2024 poll last year, which apparently appears to have been a between album single, which is a shame because it was a strong one. But so I kind of listened to Sound and Light thinking, maybe I won't like it. And then suddenly, but this one I love. So
yeah, you keep listening to it.
Yeah, it's quite well. That's what I'm like. Yeah, it's quite dreamy. Dreamy sort of upbeat.
They are. I was thinking of exactly the same thing, and the wording I chose in my mind was like transic, like kind of songs that put you in a trance.
Yeah. And the funny thing about Houghton Freddy is that the song Shy Girl, my friend Simon sent me back in April, and I must have missed seeing it come into my WhatsApp. And it was only when I thought, I must send, because we do swap pop music quite a lot. I must send him Alison Goldfrapp. Went to send him Alison Goldfrapp, and there was Houghton Freddy sitting there. And so I listened to that. And so only minutes later, I'm like obsessed with those two. Well, obsessed with Shy Girl. And then I didn't know how many other songs there. There are literally only about 4 songs that they've released so far. And Scantily Clad was possibly one of the first. And so
quality over quantity.
Yeah, well, hopefully there'll be more. But I really liked it. It reminds me of a bit of Gaga, a bit of.
You know what it reminded me of? That style, like especially the beginning of Scantily Clad. Do you know a Swedish singer? I think called Jonna Lee, and she has a project called I Am I, Who Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with it? I think they have very similar styles. The way that they use sounds. I'll share it with you after the podcast, but the beginning of that Scantily Clad is almost identical to another song called Vista, I think. I'm not quite sure. I'm spotty on the details, but she also does like very transic, like I'm not sure if I'm using the word correctly because I don't really know my way around music genres. I'm a newbie. Yeah. So excuse me if I offend anyone or if I just say something very stupid. But I'm talking about the sort of music that puts you in a trance.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really liked them, but I thought they were like from 1980s. Are they like really contemporary music?
Yes, but I guess they're inspired. I mean, the 80s does inspire people a lot. And I've been, and this is a hot topic as well. Last year I started using an AI site, trying to put tunes to my poems. So I was writing the lyrics, but the AI was coming up with the music, although it's not as easy as people seem to think it is. It's not like you press a button and it's fully formed. Most of the songs I did, also you get them in tiny chunks and you have to guide it and sometimes the words don't quite fit the music or the music isn't quite to your liking. There's a lot of work involved in.
Exactly.
I know some people are concerned that the music is possibly stolen but I can honestly say, and I do know a lot of 80s music, and I'm not hearing theft. It might be more subtle than. There's so many AI sites around. Maybe some are worse at it, better at it. The one thing I will say is one of the songs I did, the vocals, the actual voice, a couple of times I would say, well, this does sound like Neil Tennant from the Pet Shop Boys or Bill Oakey from
like
the League.
Uncannily familiar, right?
Yeah, the voice, but it was really weird because I did a song and the music sounded a bit Pet Shop Boys like, and suddenly one of the versions it could have been Neil Tennant, and I'm like, but it's stealing his voice, not the music and I don't know whether it's because it's an American site and Pet Shop Boys stopped being famous over there a lot earlier than they stopped being famous. Well, they're not really not famous. They're still famous in Europe, in many countries. So, whereas in America, they stopped being big quite in the 90s. But they still have a fan base. So I don't know whether some sites are thinking, oh, we can nick songs we can nick the voice of so and so because nobody's going to remember him. I don't know.
The case where they found out that AI was unable to come up with a picture of a full glass, like a wine glass that was full. Have you heard about it?
No.
They tried to make AI come up with a picture that has a wine glass that's full, but all the images it could come up with were half full. And they discovered that's because all the images available on the internet of a wine glass were half full. So AI had no conceptualization of a full glass. So in terms of that, like when you think of that example, maybe it's a theft.
Yeah, I think in a lot of cases, people are only going to know that things are stolen if they know the source material. So,
but it's the people have the concern in mind. But I don't think what you're doing is really harmful because it is not really for profit.
No, exactly. It's nice to have music on the show.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I did an album worth, and it was really nice to write lyrics because I'd always wanted when I wrote poetry, I was always more. I really would have really wanted to write lyrics more than poetry, and so I did an album last year, and I just loved and I really loved the music that came from it. I do love finding new music, and if that happens to be AI new music, I enjoy that as well. And if it happens to be AI music with my own lyrics, then I like that even more. I can listen to my.
Yeah, it's your personal touch.
Yeah, and it's nice to have it on the. So I've nearly done a second album, but then I had some problems because the site I was using was to be like a beta testing one.
Oh, okay.
So there was still issues with it, and one of the issues I had was that the website was on black, but then the toolbar was almost black as well. So you couldn't. I was struggling to see the scrolling.
Who turned the lights off?
Yeah, I did complain about it, and I stopped using it as much. And then I went back, and then other people had obviously done the same thing. At the moment, I'm mainly using it for 2-minute instrumental interstitials between.
Yeah.
Just to break up, like if you and I are talking, and then we sort of change subject, I'll put a little bit of music on. But again, it's all quite the stuff I'm using at the moment is all quite random, and it goes off on some really weird paths, in a way that I don't think a human would have. Well, maybe if you were doing experimental psychedelia or prog music or something, maybe you would come up with some more sort of random options, but it's certainly
this one is titled "Going AI."
Yeah, it's certainly not as conventional as a lot of pop music it would be. I quite like taking it down funny routes and seeing what happens, but
maybe it is AI taking over. It starts quite human, and the AI along the way decides, I'm just going to do my own thing and screw your styles.
Yeah, we have done a few AI type storylines on the show recently, but
I feel like everyone's gonna use AI. Like it's too big to step back from it.
Yeah,
I think it's just like the idea around how to use it, because I see AI as a tool, and it is, and I think over time people will develop the proper way to use it. Like you're gonna defend AI rights.
Yeah, I've sent Gianluca, my friend in Italy, silly questions. And in the past, I have made my own silly questions, but it does take quite a long time to come up with them. So I've asked AI to come up with silly questions. For each 20 questions it's given me, I've probably got rid of 3/4 of them and then asked for some more. So I've kind of I probably looked at about 100 different questions and come up with 20, sort of selecting the ones that I think, that looks all right. Although, as Gianluca says to me, sometimes the questions don't have much more of an answer than a dad joke or something, because they are too ridiculous. So.
That joke, no one can escape that jokes, even if you are AI. It's just everywhere.
Yeah. So what about your songs?
Yeah. Before we move on to my songs, the songs I really liked them, and I was really surprised when you told me they were contemporary songs. But as you also agreed that they also have heavily inspired from the 80s, they reminded me a lot of things. First of all, there's a video game called Sayonara Wild Hearts, and the beat, the style of the beat had very similar qualities to that. And it also reminded me of the artist that I called Jonah Lee and her project I Am I Who Am I. I'm going to share the songs with you later. But overall, I really liked it. The ones that I sent you, have you seen them?
Yes.
What do you think?
Would they be? Do they count as K-pop or?
So let's start with the first one. The first one I've sent you is by a boy band called Produced Pandas.
Yeah.
And they are a boy band from China. And they debuted in 2020, and they debuted as the first plus size male chubby boy band, literally.
Yeah. And
I've been like, Produced Pandas has been like the forbidden fruit, and I've been eating all of it. And the song that I shared with you was probably one of their latest releases, called Rutata.
Yeah.
And the thing about this song is that the lyrics do not make any sense. It's just gibberish.
Yes, I wasn't sure.
So that's quite universal.
Yeah. And the video was quite comedic. It was them watching themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sort of dressed like, how would you describe that?
Tribal
men.
Yeah. I think that was like a fan servicey thing. They had to come up with a way to show more skin. So what did you think? Did you enjoy the song?
Yeah, it was funny. It was good fun. I these sorts of things, I think it's very easy to go down a YouTube. I can find myself suddenly watching every video Produced Panda.
Yeah, you should.
Are there like personalities like with the Spice Girls? Is there one that's very this or one that's very that?
Yeah, exactly. And there are a lot of fan videos. I have made a lot of reaction videos to Produced Pandas on my channel on Geeky Panda, and I even did a dance cover to one of their songs.
Yes, and
what are the odds?
The other two songs you sent were dance covers, which was a.
They are completely different groups, but on YouTube, on my channel, I have a video dancing to one of their songs with the choreography. Have you seen that?
No, I've not seen that. I have to see that.
I'll keep it for a rainy day, so it can cheer you up.
You and Grizzly should do a duet. Because he's done some good dancing. I'm not sure whether it's publicly available, but I've definitely seen him doing some good dancing.
Here's the fun thing, though. There are roles within the group, like the main vocal, the dancer, and stuff. The dancer of that group saw my video reaction because he was recording a birthday video, and in his video, he watched my reaction. He watched my dance cover and said that I was very cute. I was like, oh my God, thank you. I even bought their albums and stuff. Like, I'm full in. I have their albums, like small keychains, small like acrylic figurines. I'm fangirling hard.
You're like the Gaga calls her fans little monsters or whatever. Monsters.
Yeah. Produced Pandas call their fans keepers, like panda keepers.
Yeah.
I'm a keeper.
Yeah, of course. So tell us about the other two, which were the dance covers.
Okay, the common theme going around is that these are chubby men dancing because, I've always loved K-pop since 2010. Big fan. But one thing that I never get was all the K-pop artists are very slim. Almost all of them. There's I think one that's not slim or two. And so with YouTube becoming more popular and everyone's connecting more, there come out, boy bands or dance cover bands that are like plus size, very cute, and very attractive. So for me, the music is all visual. The second one I sent is they are boy bands too, but they are less official to say, because the first one is connected to a label. The second one is kind of like a dance cover group called 101 kg. And they did a dance cover for Hot Too Hot, which is a song by For Eve, and that's a Thai girls group.
Yeah.
What did you think about this one? That one is quite spicy.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too, but it was sort of getting used to. I'm wondering, like, it is where does doing dance covers come from? Is it like an offshoot of things like lip syncing? Is it? Yeah, it's sort of.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I'd heard the phrase dance cover, where it was.
It's a cover.
Yeah, rather than it being a cover where somebody is singing the song, somebody else's song, sort of thing. Yeah.
Because they have original songs where they sing as well, but since that was the spiciest one, that's what I wanted you to see. So did you like it, or was it like too much? Like so many things are happening.
No, I did like it. It none of the songs passed my Yeti test that I get with my favorite songs, where I end up. Have we talked about the Yeti test?
Oh my god!
Did I tell you about
Is it like an HIV test?
No, it's like if I hear a song and it makes me cry, basically, because I like it so much. That passes the Yeti test.
Of course, these songs are not going to do that. They're going to make you want to dance.
Well, some of the Yeti test songs do as well. It's sometimes it's not immediate, and sometimes at the moment I seem to be going through very much like for the last 2 or 3 months, most songs have been. My friend Adam has been sending me songs, and I've been like, okay,
I'm gonna block you now. Bye.
and then suddenly, like those three all in one day, emotionally, I've got a cold. I'm lying in bed with a cold, and yet I've got tears of joy running down my face because I love these new songs, and
the ones that you've sent me,
the ones I sent you, yeah. So suddenly, three in a row, after months of. Okay, I quite like that, but I don't like it enough to put it on my playlist.
Okay, Yeti test is like a Michelin star thing.
It is, but it seems very. Even I can't explain it sometimes, but it is always good to. I don't want to be our grandpa who sits there going.
That's exactly how I was feeling.
There's not been a good song since 1987.
Back in our days, the songs used to be much more for higher quality.
I hate that. I want to find new songs. Although that doesn't mean that if I find a song from 1973 that I've never heard, that's a new song. That is still a new song.
Exactly.
But I don't want to just find old songs. In fact, most of my new songs are new songs. I mean, Alison Goldfrapp is somebody who's been around a while, but she does quite young sounding music, or she does quite like experimental electro type pop. So you don't think, oh, this woman is 50 something, or at least. I don't think you would, but and the other band, the Howard and Freddie, I guess those are people in their early to mid 20s, so they as far as I know haven't been around very long. But I just think it's a shame to only listen to music if I only listened to the music, I still like the music I liked in 1987, mostly, but not exclusively by any means. And, you'll have that day when you go back and suddenly you're listening to songs from 1991 because something has tipped you off and you go, oh, yeah, that reminds me of so-and-so. But I wouldn't want that to be the only thing that
you don't want to limit yourself by genre or period.
No. I do find, and I don't know whether you'll find this as you get older, that presuming that you might be somebody who is always kind of interested in what's new around the corner, or you might find that other people you're friends with are still going on about music that you listened to in 2025 or something. And it does sort of, in a way, cuts off an area of sort of, which is probably why I got to the point where I'm glad I've got younger friends as well, because even if they don't necessarily like the same music as me, they can appreciate that I'm not just stuck in listening to old stuff all the time.
I mean, I could quite understand that, because I think music is a very, transic. Did I use it correctly? I mean, music has the ability to take you on a journey, unlike any other medium of art. So wanting to stick to a certain period is very understandable, because maybe you miss how you used to feel in a certain period.
Yeah.
But, I do listen to a variety of things, but my favorite song hasn't changed for 15 years. So I think I have one foot in each category that you mentioned.
Yeah, well, I do have. I grew up loving ABBA, and I loved the Beatles, even though the Beatles were before I was born. Probably because to a certain extent, when I was too young to choose my own music, my parents sort of that they were okay with the Beatles and ABBA, and they bought me them, but whereas they would have just bought like a greatest hits.
Yeah,
I was like, when I got into them, I was like, I want every album of the Beatles or every album of ABBA, and I also think that they're a very good foundation, because the Beatles allows you to explore rock music, and and ABBA allows you to explore pop music. And although there are lots of other genres, those have been the two areas that, and obviously they kind of come together. I mean, a good case in point, the most recent Lady Gaga album is very much fused rock and pop. There's quite a lot of loud songs on her new album, which I really liked her recent album.
She can be pretty experimental with her music as well.
She's got a strong voice. She can do the pop stuff, but she can belt out the loud songs. Yeah. So.
You're referring to Abracadabra, right?
Yes. And
I listened to that song. I loved it.
Yeah, the whole album is very strong.
I only listened to one, but I remember I had, was the album called Fame Monster?
The first
repackaged version. I've been listening to it in my car because I got the CD from Germany. Lots of bangers. Every single song is a banger.
Yeah, because that repackaged version also had
it had Telephone in it.
Bad Romance and Telephone.
Yeah, and Telephone. Yeah, that's the one with the black and whitish front photo.
Yeah, I always kind of followed, and I've liked a lot of her singles, but not necessarily some people can be singles artists and some people can be album artists, and this can be on a personal basis. For years, Madonna, I liked her singles, but I didn't like albums, or I didn't explore albums. And then in the late 90s, she did an album called Ray of Light, which did seem to be more my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. And then for the next 10 years, I always bought her albums too. And the same with when Kylie Minogue started, I liked the odd single here and there. At the time, she was a bit too candy shop sort of.
A bit filler content.
Yeah, and I didn't think she'd she'd be somebody I want to listen to an album of. But then, again, as time went on through the 90s into the noughties, suddenly she did become an album artist for me. And now, you know, I
when
think
you started listening to their albums, sorry to interrupt you, like, did you find yourself going back to their previous albums, or do you think it was, like, what I'm asking here, is it the fact that, like, the artists grew on you, or they developed as artists? What do you think that was the reason?
Partly you could say both. I've never really listened to the early Kylie albums, and I do actually, because in the last 10 years, I've got back into buying vinyl as from a sort of collecting point of view, and I like the idea of sitting there and putting
like a true grandpa,
having the big album cover with the notes and the artwork. And I have gone back, and I think I do own every Madonna album from the 80s, but I haven't gone around to listening to them yet. But yeah, it's a bit of a mixture. I think you could probably quite realistically say that Kylie has overtaken Madonna now, because Madonna's really struggled in the last 10, 15 years, whereas Kylie is now beginning to break in America and having residencies in Vegas, and that's coming along like 40-something years into her career. So whereas it doesn't feel like Madonna's made any new ground in quite a while.
Yeah.
She may have got there first. Because actually, when you think about it, although Madonna was around before Kylie, it's only 4 years, something like 4 years difference from when Madonna started to when Kylie started. At the time, that seemed like an ocean of difference.
Yeah, in the industry.
But actually now it's like, well, they almost started at the same time, sort of thing.
I think like some artists fail to catch on with the times, or like they forget, like they cannot really reinvent themselves again. I saw that quite clearly with Katy Perry in the last music video she released. Me and everyone else felt like she was stuck in 2013.
Yeah, there was the one that
was talking about like woman empowerment,
the woman's
so
world,
intelligent. She's a beauty queen, something like that.
It was at the end of my 2024 episode. I admitted that being a guilty pleasure.
No,
but it was a guilty pleasure because it really I could see what the problem was, and but I also couldn't help singing along to it.
It's just catchy. Like I was singing along to the chorus as well, but it was kind of like look at me being silly singing Katy Perry.
Well, yeah, it was very much. That was one of the things that she used to do a lot, was to be very silly or have comedy in her videos.
No, I think she said like she was being campy with the music clip, but I think the way she recorded it, it felt like a boomer trying to relate to what the current trends are. It really felt out of touch. Then she played into it. She tried to make it seem like, look at us being funny. We were doing it on purpose. But really, was it?
Well, I actually listened to. I found that her latest album was on YouTube, and I just kind of started. I just flicked through every track, giving it a couple of minutes for each track, and there was nothing really. You know,
freedom, woman empowerment.
Space
kissing daisies.
Yeah, if she's going to ever recover, she may have passed that point now. But
I used to love her songs, like during the California Girls era and everything that came after that for a while, like 2013, 2014. I think she was onto something that she would release bangers.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think she really couldn't, move on from that.
You may have a writing credit, but if your writing credit is just writing a few words, that means you're not really in control of your
even
musical
the style
destiny.
of music. Yeah. Like the last song felt really 2013. Did you feel that too? Like it felt like a time capsule.
Yeah, it did a bit. I mean, people were saying the sound. Definitely sounds like something that Gaga was doing. Sorry, I keep going back to Gaga, but it sounds like something she did 10 years ago.
No, it's a good example. Like Abracadabra didn't feel like she was trying to do, because with the Katy Perry music clip, she also felt like she had to give a social message.
Yeah,
because that was very 2013.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, Gaga has had a real resurgence with her most recent album, and I don't think she was ever floundering in quite the way that Katy Perry has been. But this is definitely a return to. This is probably the best album she's done since
Return to
Fame
Form.
Monster. I mean, a lot of people like Born This Way, which was the follow up to Fame Monster, but I didn't like every track on that. And I also like, I do like maybe half an album. For each album she does, there might be half the album I like. But this time I would say out of the 13 or 14 tracks, I probably like 12 of them or something. And I really like them.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is a good album.
I should listen to it. Now you got me curious. Abracadabra. It's just Abracadabra always makes me think of a Pokemon.
The new album came out in March. It's Mayhem. I think it sold really well, but I think the first single was called Disease, and that got in the top 10 over here. But Abracadabra is probably our highest charted single for quite a while.
Oh, so the album is called Mayhem. Gotcha.
Yeah, the other singles didn't do as well as those, but I think at that point people just bought the album, so I don't think people are relying so much on albums. They're just like, it's a lot of people already have sort of like they pay to have access
the Spotify.
to
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do as well. Like buying albums, I would buy them. I really like buying them because I listen to them in my car. I do have a CD player since I'm driving a 2012 Ford Fiesta. I just love putting in like albums, and it kind of takes me on a journey because I end up listening to songs that I normally wouldn't listen to.
Yeah.
But since they're in the album, and I would discover more songs that I like.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy. I think you'll enjoy Mayhem.
I think I should get it.
There's a lot of songs that are as good as, or even better than Abracadabra. It's at the moment. It's because I make a lot of playlists. Well, I make a playlist for each year, and
wow, that's cool.
I don't really listen to that many albums to end so much now. But that is one of the few albums that's good enough to do that.
Is it Yeti approved?
It is, and the thing is, I don't have the patience I used to. That's one of the things where I think if you unlearn some of these things, and perhaps in the late teens, I wasn't finding as many good songs because I do like my pop or rock music to have quite a lot of production to it and things. I like lots of things going on in a song.
Yeah,
I'm not a biggest fan of sad ballads. I like what do they like sad
sonatas.
Yeah, there's somebody used a particular phrase for like bops that are actually sad. There are quite a lot of sort of sad, but upbeat songs.
You like upbeat songs?
Yeah, I haven't got the patience for like really sort of slow.
You never know. Like sometimes the mood strikes. You wanna like
maybe, but I it was funny because when I was because I was very much into ABBA and the Beatles in the 80s. I wasn't taking much notice of the 80s. And then I started to get into the 80s in the late 80s. And but it was just before a sort of new wave of bands started to emerge. So a lot of the people that were doing well at the time, Pet Shop Boys, Erasure, Eurythmics, people like that, were probably a good 10, 15 years older than I was at the time. By the 90s, there was Britpop, which was big, which was more like the Oasis, sort of Blur and all those sort of people. And they were probably 5 years older than me. But yeah, there wasn't, I think I was supposed to have been into acid house. My generation was supposed to be into acid house because there were lots of raves and things. People, but I didn't know people who went to raves. They also might have been a year or two older than me. I wouldn't have. That was all like going and dancing around in a farmyard or something at 3:00 in the morning.
Times were different.
Yeah, and in a big group of people. And I've never been a big group of people. Music's always been very much me and the music. And
and your seals of approval.
Yeah, when I've had breakups, an album has been maybe my friend sort of thing.
Man, I cannot go back to those albums. No way. Like if certain songs remind me of a certain ex, that's like in Pandora's box.
I think I was lucky because one of them, when I was at university, it was a new album by the band Duran Duran. After they had a few albums where they hadn't done so well, suddenly they had an album that did well, and it came out just after I'd had a big breakup at university. Although it was with somebody who wasn't at the university, lived nearby. But the album wasn't. I didn't associate the music with the person.
That's a different story. Yeah.
So I was okay with that, and also a lot of the songs were quite rocky and loud. So if anything, it sort of they
didn't let you cry.
Kept me distracted. Yeah.
No,
although I can cry. I don't know if music made me cry as much as it does these days. I can cry at a rock song if it because it's not the content, it's the way it makes me feel. Like this is amazing. I love this sort of thing.
Some rock songs can be quite somber too, like the lyrics or the emotions they touch on. They can be quite raw.
Yeah,
the one that I was referring to is the songs that you listen to, which like a particular ex.
Yes, yeah.
Like no way. Yeah, I don't want to cry today. Thank you so much.
Although luckily, at least like one song I can think of, I hated the song. The partner liked it, and made us, and thought it would be nice if we snuggled in bed listening to it. And in my head, I was screaming, "I hate this song! I hate this."
You should have said it. It's like
I had to wait until he fell asleep, and then I sneaked over and turned it off.
So it was like a quiet song then?
Yeah, it was like a sort of romantic song in the in the early noughties, and he had it on a loop. So maybe there were three tracks. There was the main track, maybe a couple of B-sides, but it was like a CD single maybe, and it was going round and round and round. It's like Chinese water torch.
When he wakes up, he's like, "Why is there an ox stuck in my radio?"
But luckily, there's not one stuck in you.
Oh my god! How did that get in here? I have no idea. It must have been the cat.
Well, it would have been the dog in his case, but yeah, quite possible.
Dogs are quite suspicious too.
Yeah,
they hate bad music.
Yeah.
And what was the reason that you disliked that song? Was it the lyrics?
Just very sort of saccharine, sort of. It was very
like too emotional.
No. Well, it just felt like it was. It was very much a boy singing to a girl type song as well. So it just felt very sort of very sort of heterosexual.
My gay genes are suffering.
But I mean,
you should be like, this is straight propaganda.
But
Your Honor. But I think I'm gonna appeal.
I mean, all of the ABBA songs are heterosexual love songs. Really, it's just that
some are more underhanded than others.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some songs you can take them and put them in your they're not so specific that you
the songs with they them in it.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say people are not playing the song that they're still playing ABBA songs. They're not playing that song that drove me mad. Even though it wasn't number one at the time.
Whenever my ex played like very somber songs, even if I were with him, I would want to cry. I'm like, please don't do this. I cannot really do with romance. Let's listen to something upbeat.
Yeah.
Because I become a wreck and cry for like hours. Yeah.
maybe we should try these 21 questions and see whether.
Okay. Okay. What are they about? Are they music questions?
No, they are general.
Oh, no. Okay.
But I have to find them again because I've moved the.
We should, one of those days we should try a psychiatric question that has like 51 items.
Apparently, we can skip. The rules are you can skip 2 if you don't want to answer them.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Do you know? This is not the question. This is a question about the question. Have you heard of the acronym TLDR?
TLTR.
TLDR. It's
TLDR.
Too long, didn't read. It means I didn't know that. I had to look. So I think it wants a brief summary. So because the first question is, what is the TLDR version of your life?
Too long didn't read version of my life?
Yeah.
Shit happened.
Shall I? I don't know how. I guess I would say I escaped your life as much as possible. Lived in fantasy.
It could have been like I survived. Period.
Yeah.
My TLDR version of my life would be I'm in a roller coaster that I'm controlling and I don't know what the controls do. Pretty much sums up my life.
That sounds
like help, I don't know what I'm doing.
That sounds
or Jesus take the wheel.
Number 2 is what should they teach in school but don't?
Okay. I think my Irish teacher used to tell me this. When he went to school, like in the 70s or something, they would teach them practical skills like sewing or, plumbing, using like handyman tools. I think they used to do that. How about your time? Did they teach you that at school?
Not really, but that was going to be my answer too, was that they should teach you more how to actually
great minds
exist when you leave school.
They should also teach how to love as well.
And they should teach like how to manage a budget or
how to break up.
They should teach you like real life skills.
Exactly. For like budgeting and like handyman skills or sewing or cooking, yeah. But what do you think about teaching people how to, control their emotions, moderate their emotions, how to love, how to be in a relationship, how to break up?
They could definitely do a form of that, like by giving sort of scenarios and saying, how would you react? And then sort of saying, but do you see how your reaction doesn't help anybody? And think before you react. And, yeah. I mean, they can't just presume that parents are going to teach.
Oftentimes, parents don't know about that either. Like, we can have psychologists teaching at schools.
Yeah, I mean, my parents didn't really teach me anything like sex education, and the school did, but far too late. So I had to teach myself sex education or find out about it because I didn't really know quite what was going on because nobody had told me, and school didn't think it was soon enough to tell me. So because I was an early-ish developer, I suppose.
Yeah. And that causes people to learn about sex from porn, unfortunately, which is not the healthiest teacher.
It would be a lot easier now. I think I must have found a science book or I had an inkling of what probably was going on. But now you could just type in, this happened to me.
Yeah.
What's going on? Whereas you couldn't in 1984
That's true.
or something.
Not even when I was young. Like, I only got to, like, my mother told me a little bit about it after I told her that I was made fun of at school because I was the only one that didn't know how babies were born. So, like, I remember my friends making fun of me because they all knew what was going on, and they would ask me, I'm like, okay, when two people love each other a lot, and when they hug, and baby forms. So they would tease me quite a lot.
Yeah. What inscription do you want on your gravestone?
I don't know. I think. What do you want to go first?
He's not that shy, which is one of the. No, I don't know. I don't know. It feels like it should be something to do with one of my projects, but I don't know. I don't know where. It's one of those things you either don't put very much, or you end up, having a gravestone with like volume 1, volume 2.
Well, follow my newest projects through that website.
With a website. Yeah, maybe a website link.
I would like to have a QR code on my gravestone.
Yeah.
And that QR code should lead to a YouTube video and a compilation of like my short bits of videos from all throughout my life. It's like one big giant, like 20-minute video.
Yeah.
Throughout my life.
Yeah, I think that would be.
I think that would be very cool.
I think that would be good because you can't just. It's not very easy to sum things up. A lot of people have made a lot of content, and just because they're not the most famous person in the world doesn't say their content isn't worth checking out. So difficult to put to sort of just capsulate it in a short comment.
Yeah, my comments wouldn't definitely wouldn't be something very like religious or altruistic or like omnipotent or otherworldly, because I feel like that's too mainstream. Mine would be like, please delete my porn history. No, please delete my internet history. But even that's very predictable. Like trying to come up with something very witty.
Yeah,
is also quite. So I think the video one would be like a nice send off.
Yeah, there's a few like comedians who've had quite funny little comments. Like I told you I was sick, or things like that. But question 4: what is a cause that is worth dedicating your life to?
What's a cause that's worth dedicating your life to? Like, is it like a general question, or like what is one thing that I find
if you
worthy to?
Well, yeah, I mean, they give you a little bit of a prompt. What are you passionate about? What do you think is most important? It doesn't mean to say you have dedicated your life to it, but if you were, I think
I'm gonna say love. As cliche as this sounds, I think we are all here to love. That is something that has been true for me for a very long time, since very young ages. Like I was always a hopeless romantic one. You know me for a very long time. And I'm proud and ashamed to say that hasn't changed.
No,
and I don't think it will.
When I used to write my poems, some of my poems would be about like there was a poem I wrote called "Hopeless Romantic," and it was, but it was sort of. I used to try and bring humour into a lot of those sorts of poems, sort of making light fun of myself. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, then I would rather laugh at myself than laugh at somebody else. I would rather,
obviously,
yeah. But a lot of people do laugh at other people without.
That's true, and that's very unfortunate. How about you?
I think
you cannot just copy my answers.
No. I think I would dedicate my life to looking after animals, particularly cats.
That's wholesome, and that's a kind of answer that makes me look like an asshole.
No.
My answer is very selfish compared to yours. I gotta come up with something better.
No.
World peace.
No, well, I mean, yeah, you wouldn't. People who look after animals get a lot back from it as well.
That's true.
In a way that what you said is no different to what I said. It's just,
Yeah, I was just being a bad person, but we take so much from animals that it's only fair to want to give back.
Yeah, well, as you can see, he's been very quiet today, but
for listeners, Mr. Paul has his cat on his lap, and they look so cute.
Dealey's here.
So cozy.
But it's quite warm. It's quite warm because I've turned off the fan.
Oh no, that's not. That's opposite of cozy.
Question 5: What should parents stop teaching their children?
They should stop teaching their children homophobia.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of
and
things
racism too.
I was thinking of things like that, but that doesn't apply to every family because some families are lucky where that was never the case in the first place. But yeah, I certainly wish I wish that there was less focusing on a specific religion. And
oh my
more,
God, that's what I had in mind as well. Yeah, exactly.
But you can teach humanism. You can
Yeah.
teach people, do to others as you would expect to be treated yourself and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
There are lots of things that, but there doesn't have to be any religious reason, or
Yeah, exactly.
Or if anything, what you're doing, so you're being nice to people because you're scared of being judged. That doesn't seem like the best reason.
That never made sense to me.
No,
like if you are being nice because you fear consequences, you're not a nice person.
Exactly. So I think that teaching values or ethics, but not bringing in judgment. You can't say you love everybody. Oh, but you don't like that guy over there because he's got a different coloured skin, or that guy because he's with a guy. I mean, that's
literally teaching hate, because you teach them to love certain people, and you teach them like as if they have the right to hate others because they are not the same as you. It's where homophobia and racism stem from as well. It's that idea of some people are lesser than others, which is not true.
Yeah. Question 6. Is it okay to sacrifice one life to save 10?
Is it okay to sacrifice one life to save 10? That depends on who these people are, because, like, I don't know. That's a very morally gray question.
It also says there's a follow-up question, which is, would you change your answer if the one life was a friend of yours and the 10 were strangers?
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, I think if you're going to save 10, that would be better than saving just one. If they were all strangers, I mean, I can't see
we are not given choice here. It's an ultimatum. Like, given the choice, I would have saved everyone. But if it's just like randomly people, save 10. If this is my friend, save my friend, kill the rest.
Yeah, I mean, again, you have a connection. Obviously, you're going to, it's just the way it would be, because we have connections to people and things.
It's also possible that between like one stranger and a 10 stranger, I may also decide to not take any action, like not decide.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're maybe risking your own life, or you could make matters worse. So you have to consider whether you're whether you're up to the job. It's no point jumping.
The questions have gotten really dark all of a sudden. What is this, like Saw 8? What would you do?
Yeah, I think I would save the 10 over the 1. If I didn't know them, and if I did know them, I couldn't help myself but help the person that I was most close
I
to.
think everyone. How about this though? On one side, it's your. Oh, okay, that's a very difficult question. It's very sadistic as well. Okay, on one side you have your partner, and on the other side you have your pet.
Deals. Oh,
the guy's like, you gotta choose me, right?
I'd save you, Deals. You're very old now. I still would have to save you because you need. Well, that's the thing.
Adorable.
A cat. He needs. Whereas the other person is a person, so they have more skills than the cat. So they might just have to help themselves in this case.
Your partner's corpse appreciates your answer.
Oh, but Dilsey needs my help, don't you, Dilsey? Yeah, you do. You need my help, Bobby.
Aww. I'm amazed how, the cat understood the question was about them, and they were very happy with your answer.
Of course, baby. Of course. Well,
I feel like I'm in a visa appointment answering questions. Or a language proficiency test.
We'll let you know whether you get the job at the end.
Oh my God, thank you. I never got a job out of a visa appointment.
We'll speed through some of these a bit more, or we can always come back to them another time. We don't have to finish them. How much do you change when you know no one is around?
How much do I change when I know no one's around?
Yeah.
So much. So much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to say?
I don't know. I mean, I
That's a
don't know.
very open-ended question.
Yeah, I don't know that I am much different.
I think I feel much happier when I'm on my own, though.
I certainly don't feel like sometimes when people are on their best behavior when they're on first dates and that sort of thing. I don't think I am. In fact, even before it gets to the first date, especially the older I've got, the more I'm like, let me tell you all the bad things about me now. I don't want to have to be pretending, because ultimately people are going to find out if you're lying.
That's true. But like there's also like if you just talk about the negative things, it's going to be like an avalanche of seemingly.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't do it if we've been talking for a while and then it came to, well, how about meeting up then? Then maybe I'd say, well, just okay, but you need to know this first.
Yeah,
maybe at
I
that
mean,
point.
if you feel like here are some things you got to know about me, I would definitely prefer my pet over you if the choice was there.
Yeah, if we're going to be in a near-death situation,
Yeah,
you're going to have to look after yourself, baby.
yeah, you're kind of on your own.
But
should. It's actually a good thing you're not wasting people's time. Like you don't want your time wasted. It's a very good thing to do, I think.
Well, I'm also thinking about the older I've got, where I've had to start using a CPAP machine and all that sort of thing. And as you say, I'm a bit like you. I was a bit certainly when I was your age, I was more sort of a bit of a hopeless romantic, and sometimes people do build up a sort of, oh, you're wonderful, you're like, and I don't want people thinking of that about me now, because there is just old age things. Like, they don't have to stop me doing things, but there are things, how to sleep with the CPAP isn't the most romantic thing, so best you know that now, sort of thing.
I think if you're dating a chubby fella, like CPAP would be like a common interest almost.
I think
oh my god, what brand CPAP do you use? Me too.
I think maybe it's become more.
Oh my god, we have so much in common.
I think you're possibly right, and I probably should have been using. I don't have super serious sleep apnea. I just have quite mild sleep apnea, but it sort of helps with my snoring. I could have done with. I've always had snoring. I could have done with wearing one probably years before I did. But,
I should get one too. I never had good sleep like for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You guys could bond over your CPAP dosages. It was like, what's your dosage? Oh my god, that's exactly like mine. You're so hot.
How useful would you be in a zombie apocalypse?
I would be very useful because I watched a lot of zombie films and played video games, so
yeah,
I know that hell is other people.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
strategy-wise, I would.
I also think about slasher movies. I probably head for the roof, like because Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger, whatever, they're probably not going to be able to have quite as good, mobility walking around on a slidey rooftop.
You're gonna activate traps. Like, wait, I played a lot of Dead by Daylight.
but then I'm quite clumsy, so I don't know that I'd be very safe up on a rooftop either. But I think I'd try. That's what I'd try for anyway.
I would be very excited if a zombie apocalypse happened. It's like, yes, finally my movie starts. What would the zombies be called in your world, in your life? Because they never call them zombies.
Yeah.
What would they be called in your version?
Is it Walking Dead that calls them walkers, or is that something?
Yeah, it's Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'd probably call them walkers or something.
I would call them gooners or goons.
Yeah. Why gooners and goons?
Because they goon around.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Next question. How much do you know about the world outside your country?
I know a lot.
I think when you live, I think this is think this is one aimed at Americans who don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly.
Because I think most countries
pinpoint Iran on the map.
Yeah, I think most people know about other countries, particularly if you live in somewhere like the UK. You're going to know, even if you don't know a lot about Africa, say, you're going to know quite a lot about Europe. You probably traveled to Europe quite a lot on holidays. Probably know a bit about Scandinavia.
That's true.
I worked in an international college, so I dealt with students from all over the world.
I have a lot of students from many different countries, even from Ivory Coast. I didn't even know a country like Ivory Coast existed.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to answer, really detailed questions about a lot of places, but I'm certainly aware, and I've travelled to, and I kind of think there are friends of mine who have barely ever left the country, and you notice a slight difference in them because
the way they see that life is quite limited to their own countries.
To a certain extent, even if they're really intelligent people, that there is something in the same way as people who've never left their hometowns, maybe sometimes, people who never went to university. There is a difference. I'm not saying it's worse or better, but there is a difference. There are people who perhaps didn't leave their parental homes until they were in their 30s or something. There's going to be a different. It's around the time you leave school that whatever you choose to do can have a big sort of
effect on your worldview.
Effect on your worldview, or just how much you can look after yourself.
Yeah, visiting other countries also makes you be more tolerant and understanding towards other cultures. Or maybe you can see the world in many different perspectives. I know I've participated in the Erasmus student exchange program during university, and I lived in Poland for 4 months. That has shifted my worldview. Not that it had been very rigid before I participated in the program, but experiencing things in person definitely made me relate to people whom I used to consider different than me. Then when I spent time in Poland, it was actually kind of a uniting experience where I felt like, these are people, we all share same human emotions.
Yeah,
because I feel like the history and the education in your country and religion as well tries to make things look very different for other nationalities.
I mean, I this isn't something I've knowingly been taught. I don't even understand racism. I mean, I don't understand why someone would be racist. Why would someone's different color of skin? Why would that be a bad thing? I can't eat that. That would be an interesting thing to find out.
I think it's very useful in war. If your citizens do not sympathize with the other nation, then they're not going to feel bad when you kill them. I don't know if you have seen the film 1936 film or something. It's called All Quiet on the Western Front.
I think I've studied the script of it at school years ago. Yeah,
I watched the black and white film, and there's a scene where they're in a cavity created by a bombshell, and it is a soldier with the soldier from the other force, and one of them kills the other, and they spend a considerable time in that cavity, and he starts feeling really bad for killing the other person because he finds a picture of him and his family, and kind of slowly realizes that, you're not the enemy, you're just another person like me, forced to participate in this war, and you had your family, and he makes an oath to tell his family what happened to him. So it was a very emotional scene, and I think it tells a lot.
We're not going to rush all the way through the 21. We'll say goodbye, and then we'll do one last question after we say goodbye, and then we'll still have another 11 questions next time. So anyway, well, thank you very much, Geeky Panda, for coming back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
We'd love to have you back again soon, and I feel so much better talking for you. It's like I've been cured. It's like I've been cured But when Yeti Uncle John comes back, I'm going to pretend that I'm still sick and get treated nicely.
Oh, yeah.
So don't.
You got to make sure he does the dishes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he so rarely does. All right, one more question after the goodbye, and join us again soon, listeners. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, listeners. It's been fun. See you again soon, hopefully, maybe.
Bye. Paul, are you okay? I'm okay. We're nearly finished. Uncle John, could you make me a honey and lemon drink for my for my throat? Yeah, please.
Ginger too. Some ginger too.
Yeah, well, I'll do that. You're looking a lot better. Looks can be deceptive. Although it's been very nice talking with Geeky Panda. He does make me feel happy and well. So,
I made him a flower crown, which cured him.
Yes, he did. Yes. Run along, Yeti Uncle John. Go and make my drink. We'll be finished in a few minutes, you see. All right.
I'll take one too, Uncle John. Thank you. Love you.
The last question is, which movie or book do you think is ridiculously overrated?
Lord of the Rings.
I would not disagree. It doesn't. It's never really interested me. I don't really like fantasy so much in some ways. Yeah.
I love fantasy, and I'm not saying it's a bad film. I mean, I think it's a boring film. But it is okay, it's fun, but I think it's way too overrated.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings that, Lord of the Rings this. Okay, it's good. I think there are other quality things as well. I mean, I'm saying Lord of the Rings because I haven't seen Star Wars at all. But I feel justified saying Lord of the Rings because I watched the films, read Silmarillion.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars was another one I was going to say. Because the first one came out when I was too young to see it. By the time the second one came out, I discovered Doctor Who, and I was always very loyal. Doctor Who to me is the complete opposite of Star Wars. It's like one man traveling around, quite a loner type character.
Yeah.
Whereas Star Wars is much more military, or even the Rebels are a form of military. It's a lot of people.
Wars between nations.
The
Lord of the Rings is also there are wars, but it's between different races.
Yeah.
It is all right for what it is, but is it that good? I don't think so. I'm
not really sure about the writing in itself. Is it well written, or is it I'm not sure, but it's too long for me to ever want to start it. I have a problem if people recommend something anyway.
Exactly. When something gets too big, you're kind of taken back from dipping your toes into it because it's such a big commitment.
I'd rather rediscover it and come to it some other way, which feels like, I decided to watch it more.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Let's be honest. Neither Star Wars nor Lord of the Rings is as good as the Shy Yeti podcast.
That's very true. I feel like you're a very wise man, and it's just something I've come to realize over the years.
Thank you. I owe it to Shy Yeti podcast. That's how I developed my English.
Yes, yeah.
That's how I learned.
This is true. This is true.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what I need. I need a quote from you on my gravestone. That's what I need.
That's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
I need some references. Okay.
If only people knew how good the Shy Yeti podcast.
Yeah.
People will say.
I'm going to have a very tall gravestone. So there's room for plenty of references.
It's one of those things when the original artist passes away, the work they've left behind becomes immortalized and even more valuable.
Yeah,
that's the Shy Yeti podcast.
Or we can just let AI continue releasing the show long after I've gone.
They're going to do it, and they will never admit that you've been deceased.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody.
The Shy Yeti is an idea, not entitled to a certain person.
Yeah, it seems we've got it all worked out, haven't we? Deals, maker. Anyway, well. One thing that isn't overrated is having Geeky Panda as a guest on the show. So.
Oh my god, yes!
So
I'm going to enjoy drinking some ginger tea with Shy Yeti after the podcast.
Get Uncle John. Is it really ready? I think I've burnt it. You've burned Do it again.
How do you burn tea?
Don't know.
How do you burn tea?
Anyway,
I think Uncle John was listening to Shy Yeti podcast and he was very distracted. He didn't know it.
Oh well. Okay, let's. I'll go and chase him up, and we have to go, listeners. So thanks again, Geeky Panda. We'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Goodbye.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Goodbye. Yes, goodbye.
Wow. Really? No kidding.
Thank you, darling. And you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, that sounded good.
Oi, oi, that's your lot.
Bye.
You can always call me.
That was beautifully done.
Et voilà.
Oh, everyone's a critic.
This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that.
What the hell just happened on this show? I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost it. What's going on? What happened?
Man, was that worth it or not? Oh my goodness, that was a darling little shoe. Wow, I love that one. Great show, Paul. That was a good.
781. This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
That is so cringe, oh my god.
You're a man of culture as well.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yankee!
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay, stopping recording now.